Hey happy people. So today we are going to try an experiment. We are in an experimental kitchen today. I have never done this, but it was something that was very intriguing to me. So trying to make a smoky salmon, or salmon as most of us say, out of papaya. Usually people try to use carrots, and that's just something I never tried because I never saw that. But I was reading something and I saw where the restaurant itself had used papaya to make their vegan salmon. So I am going to try to do the same thing today. I'm going to try to recreate that using just alkaline ingredients instead of what they use. So to get started here, I do have a papaya. This is pretty big. In all the research that I was looking up, there was never a picture of how big the papaya was before they cut it up. It was just always a cut of papaya. So mine's pretty big. When I went to the store, they didn't have any small ones. This is literally probably the smallest I could find. So we got a lot of salmon today, if this works out. Alright, so in this cup here, I already have 1.5 cups of spring water. It has been warmed up. It is quite warm right now, so we're going to make our marinade here. And first thing I have here is a little bit of grapeseed oil here. Get all of this mixed together. Then we got some agave. Okay, so I am going to run the ingredients right here, but the measurements are my own measurements because, again, when researching this, there is not a lot of videos, articles, research. There's not a lot of information. And actually, the one with the restaurant that was doing it, they did not tell their ingredients at all. They just told that they used papaya. So these are my own measurements. I'm kind of trying to adjust to this, but I don't know if this is going to work out. So we'll see. Alright, so key lime juice here. This is liquid smoke. This is a hickory liquid smoke. That's since we're going to try to do a smoky salmon today. And then my very own my very own no soy sauce. This is an alkaline version. You can pick this up at MrStayHappy.com. All your alkaline pantry needs. Alright. Now, after that, in this bowl here, I do have some hickory smoked sea salt, some alkaline black pepper. There is a video on how to make that already. And this is annatto powder. So we're going to add that. In this bowl here, we got some tarragon, some thyme, some not so garlic powder, some savory, and what else did I put in here? Oregano. Yeah, oregano. The not so garlic powder, again, that is MrStayHappy.com. This is all going in here. Give us some flavor here. And then to give us that seaweed flavor, ocean type flavor, in this bowl here, I do have kelp powder, dose, sea moss, and some wakame flakes. Again, be careful with the sea moss powder, man. It can overpower. And also, I did see that capers was a ingredient that they use in the marinade and to cook. I'm not using capers, but I do have a substitute for capers. I am going to use green olives in place of the capers here. So we're going to add that off in there too. And we're just going to mix, 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 mix. I hope this is enough. That is a big one. Alright, now set that to the side. And my papaya here. I've already skinned it and taken the seeds out. Do y'all know, for this big old papaya, there was probably 1 teaspoon of seeds in the inside. That has happened to me several times, and it kind of ticks me off. You know what I'm saying? Because I buy papaya mainly because I want the seeds. I really don't even like papaya, the fruit itself. Like, I don't like it. I think it just doesn't taste good, and I don't like the smell. But I buy papaya based on the seeds. So I have a lot of papaya that I don't eat, and then I use the seeds. So I'm always looking for a papaya recipe that actually changes the flavor and taste of papaya, so I can use that for something else instead of just having it in my freezer and throwing like 1 or 2 chunks in my smoothie, because I really don't like the flavor. Alright, back to this. Alright, so I need to cut this into some kind of salmon-like chunks, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. So, look at this. Piece like this. Alright, so large pieces. I have a little here. It's quite big, this one, so like that. And this one, I'm just going to cut one diagonal across here. Yeah. So I'm going to make this into my bag here, so I'm going to do it into my bag. So let's do this next. Alright, all in the bag there. So now we're just going to pour our marinade over this. I hope this is enough. Well, okay, so I don't think this is enough marinade for this, so I am going to make a second batch. Same amount of ingredients, just a second batch, because I think a second batch will be enough to marinate this. Well, no, I'm going to make a second batch because I really wanted to marinate all the way through. Alright, so the ingredients that I ran on the screen here will definitely be the quantities of just one batch, because most of the time you're probably not going to have a papaya this big. But since mine was so big, I am going to make a second batch off camera here of the marinade and just put in this bag. Now, here is the deal with how long to marinate. Again, when I was reading a couple of articles and things like that, there's not a lot of research. There was one person who said 3 hours. There was a person who said 3 days, and then there was a person who actually said they marinated for up to 30 days. Well, for the purposes of this video, I am not going to marinate for 30 days. I am literally going to marinate for 4 days, because I know 4 days from now I will actually have opportunity to record. So I am going to, like I say, make a second batch of marinade and put in there, and I'm going to put this in the back of my refrigerator for 4 days, and then I am going to come back and we're going to see if we have created our vegan salmon, and we're going to move on to cooking it. So for y'all, I'll be back in a minute, but 3 days for me. So alright people, it has been 4 days since I have put this in the refrigerator to marinate. Here I have flipped it every day, like literally every morning before I went to work I would flip it over so that way it would marinate on both sides. And as you guys can see here, that right there, it looks well marinated, I'll say that. Alright, so now what we got to do is I'm going to try to cook this 2 different ways here, just as a test run here. I am going to first put some in the dehydrator. I'm going to just do 1 tray and then we'll bake the rest. So I'm going to cut up some slices here for the dehydrator. I probably should have both. Alright. So Just some nice slices here, not too large, but I don't want to be so thin that they're like chips. So, yeah, something like that. I'm just going to put these here on the dehydrator. Alright, so that's enough for dehydrator. So now we're going to do some for the oven here. I do have some nori sheets here, so that way I can create like a salmon skin. And while I'm talking, I got a little bit of the Ocean Catch seasoning here, and I'm just going to little sprinkle, give us a little bit more flavor. Maybe not all of these, so I can taste what the marinade tastes like. Alright, so I should have brought a bowl over here. Alright, so I'm only going to do about that many right now. We're just doing a test run here. I might save these to see if they marinate more. Try to go for maybe another week in the back of the fridge. Alright, nori sheets. I'm going to try to just, I don't know which end I'm going to want to be the back side. I think like that, yeah. Like that. Let's see. Got some shears here. So I'm just going to try to create a little skin here out of these. Alright, now, and to help my skin stick here, I'm going to put it, alright, so, I got a pan here with some parchment paper. I'm going to put these skin side up, probably in the middle. You're kind of small. We'll put you on the outside here. Alright, and we're going to put a little marinade on there. Help our skin parts stick. Alright, so that's how my pan looked there. I didn't use a lot of marinade there because I do want it to kind of get some kind of browning on the bottom there. I may turn the oven up. Alright, so this is going to dehydrate. My dehydrator right now is on about 130 because I'm dehydrating something else, but it should be just about done. 130 for the dehydrator one. I don't know how long that'll take. Hopefully it won't take but a few hours. I don't want it to be as hard as like kale chips or banana chips or anything like that. I just want it to dry out just a little bit to see if it's going to be a different texture than the baked one, what it should be. But I'm going to say a few hours here on that one, so I'll have to let you know when I come back how long that actually took for that one. And this one I have my oven on 350 already, and I'm going to go about 15 minutes first, and then I'm going to start checking every 5 minutes. And of course I'll let y'all know how long it went when I come back. So be right back. 3. Alright, I am back here. I have cooked my salmon here, papaya. Alright, so I'm going to try to let y'all see what it looks like here in the thing there. Y'all see that? Alright, so I did let this go for 1 hour. After the first 15 minutes, I saw it was going to take a while, so I started checking it about every 15 minutes. I was basting it as I went with a little more of the marinade so it wouldn't dry out so bad, because I saw that it started drying out. And the skin, the seaweed on top, started crisping up before the actual papaya was soft enough. So I just kept checking it with a toothpick and basting until the inside of the papaya to me was soft enough. So 1 hour, basting in between about every 15 minutes, and then just checking the tenderness of your papaya. So let's see here. Now, I did turn them over at one point, probably the 30-minute mark, to put more marinade on the other side, and then I flipped it back over. So when I turned them over, I noticed that this one piece right here really looks like a piece of salmon. So I just want to show y'all that. Well, there's a lot of marinade on there, but to me that looks like they could be a piece of salmon sitting on a bed of rice. So that one is definitely going to be my Instagram photo. So we ain't going to eat that one. I am just going to taste a little bit of this one right here. Let's see what the inside of that looks like. See that? It looks more like the skin fell off. Oh man, I'll have to get that. It looks more like a sweet potato, almost like yam. Now, before I taste this, I have no expectations of this actually tasting like real salmon, and plus it's been so long since I had salmon, I don't really know what it tastes like no more. I just really want to change the flavor of the papaya because I don't like the way papaya tastes. So if this can be a recipe that changes the flavor of papaya and it's a flavor that I like, it's a win for me. Doesn't necessarily have to taste like salmon. Get a little bit of that marinade there. Alright, here we go. It is definitely smoky. Oh, it is definitely smoky. Alright. Alright, go ahead, papaya. Might be hope for you after all. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. It's quite juicy. So, I think the next time I will probably turn up the heat. Probably maybe 400, 425. And probably let it go probably for, I'll add more of the marinade and probably let it go for more like an hour 15, an hour 30. Just giving it time for the papaya to dry out just a little bit more because it is a little juicy. But it is good. I like this. It doesn't even taste like papaya. I don't taste any of the flavor of this. Alright, so I like that. Doesn't taste like salmon. Doesn't have even too much of a seafood flavor. It is more smoky than anything, which is good because totally changed the taste of papaya. So if you don't like papaya like me, but you buy them because you buy it for the seeds, this would be a nice recipe to change the flavor and then something you would eat, so therefore you wouldn't be wasting your papaya or just putting it in your smoothies. I like to be creative, so I want stuff in different things, not just in my smoothies. But this is awesome. I'm so happy with this. To me, this gets, I'm going to say a 9.5 just because it is great tasting, but it does not have like a salmon like texture or a salmon flavor, so have to work on the flavoring maybe. But I have made what supposedly is a smoky papaya salmon, so I am happy with this myself, and it gives me another recipe for papaya. So that is it, people. Go and make you some salmon papaya. That is papaya salmon, should I say. I'll probably maybe cut the papaya a little thinner next time too, and in the summertime I'm definitely going to try to grill some, see if that makes a difference. Also, what's left in the fridge, Maybe next week I'll cook that to see if it's more of the flavor in there. But this has been a good test run, I would say. And that is it, people. I'm gonna go sit down and eat that because I really like that. That is really good. And until the next video, stay happy.
Uh-huh.